Hey there, Max here. When you think about a charismatic person, who comes to mind? Is it a movie star? Is it a famous athlete? Is it somebody that you know? For me, it's Tony Stark in Iron Man or Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean. They are the archetype of the charismatic person that I find engaging and compelling. What's yours? But then you might ask yourself, what is it that makes this person so engaging and compelling? What is it that makes this character, fictional or real, so interesting? So, full disclaimer, I used to be super shy and awkward and nerdy, and after working on myself and my social skills for years, I apparently am now an ENFJ. What this means is that I'm kind of a charismatic person, I guess. Therefore, I feel like I have a good idea of what makes someone go from super shy and introverted to actually charismatic and extroverted. Because it's not just looking and being cooler for the sake of looking and being cooler. It has actual and tangible advantages that you can use in your everyday life to have girls find you more attractive. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how you too can become super charismatic super fast. First things first, a charismatic guy is always present. If you're present to whatever is happening, well, you're at the center of the action. A charismatic guy is always super engaged to whatever is happening. If you watch a movie, you have the main character. This is the main charismatic guy. But how about that guy in the background? This guy is there, this guy is living the events of whatever's happening, but you are watching the main character because the main character is more charismatic. If you go around life being like, yeah, whatever, I don't care, yeah, whatever happens, I just don't really care, I will just go with the flow. If you behave that way, you are never ever going to be charismatic. Honestly, so many guys feel that way. Mostly it's guys who are between 18 to 25 years old before they find their true purpose in life. Guys that age, they're like going with the flow, like a leaf blown by the winds, and they're just falling down. If you want to really take control of your life, if you want to really go somewhere, you have to be present to whatever is happening. You have to become a main character. Dare I say, the main character of your life, because who cares about other people's lives? What matters is that you make sure that you are the main character of your life. I really like this analogy. Imagine that you're dying and that you have to make a movie out of your life. Is it going to be a fun movie? Is it going to be an exciting movie? Is it going to be a horror movie? Is it going to be interesting? Is the main character interesting, or is the main character just going with the flow of whatever happens to him, and therefore the movie is super boring and lame? If you look around you among the people that you know, I'm sure there are charismatic people. And what happens when it's the charismatic guy who is proposing an idea in a group? Well, most likely the other people in that group who are less charismatic are gonna go with the idea of the charismatic guy. Being that charismatic guy allows you to lead your life, but also to lead others to what you want. I'm not telling you that by being charismatic you're going to be above other people. I'm not telling you that by being confident and assertive you're going to be better than other guys that are less assertive. What I'm telling you is that if you're being assertive, you can lead situations effectively to what you want. And yes, it sounds simple, but yet so many people are afraid to lead interactions. So many people are afraid to create events. So many people are afraid to make things happen, while most of the time the one who is making things happen is the one whose opinion is going to be heard the most. I'm sure that happened to you before. If you have a group of friends, you try to make an event happen and nobody really wanted to make something happen. Like, everyone wanted the event to happen, but nobody was moving forward with the next step. And I'm pretty sure that at some point you decided to be the one to carry the burden to make the next step happen. And when you did this, everyone was like, oh yeah, let's do this. Because you started moving things forward. Other people who were at the time in this situation less charismatic than you just had to follow. By being charismatic and by leading the interaction, you basically made it easier for everybody else. That's why people listen to charismatic people, because they are decisive, because they make things happen, and at the very least they are interesting and engaging, because they are not afraid to put their personality forward. It's going to be very hard to be charismatic if nobody is noticing you, which is why number 2, you want to take space. You don't want to walk around with your arms extended if it's not comfortable. But if you're talking, you should not be uncomfortable talking with your hands, because it's not just about having people notice you for the sake of noticing you, but it's super useful when meeting women as well. If you have a choice between setting a club on fire not literally. But if you have a choice between talking to everybody and having fun with everybody, getting rejected a lot, but also having a lot of fun with a lot of people in a club, and staying at the bar, talking to 3 girls and going home, well, you always want to be talking to more people. The more visibility you get, the more results you get. This is marketing 101. So if you take the stereotype of a guy who's shy, what do you get? You have a guy who's constantly leaning forward, shoulders leaning inward, looking down at the floor, afraid to make eye contact with other people. This is basically the virgin versus Chad meme. The problem when you're shy is that you consciously and unconsciously try to always take the attention away from you because you're not comfortable handling the pressure that comes with it. That's a real problem because it conveys many things that are not attractive. See, the main problem of a shy guy is that he's afraid to go for what he wants. He's afraid to be rejected, and he really cares about pleasing other people and about fitting in. All of those things, they are the opposite of what a girl finds attractive. Girls are more likely to find attractive a guy who goes for what he wants, even if sometimes he fails, a guy who is owning his own beliefs, even if sometimes those beliefs make him look stupid. And most importantly, girls like guys who are able to handle social pressure of being at the center of attention. If you really think about it, who is at the center of attention? Only successful guys. And you might be like, oh yeah, but Keanu Reeves is like a famous introvert. Okay, sure, he's an introvert, but he's also the main actor of the John Wick movies, and he has a long career of successful movies. So he might be an introvert, but probably not in the same way that the average guy is an introvert. At the very least, such introverts are able to handle the social pressure. The main point there, you have to become comfortable with being the center of attention. You have to become comfortable with being under the spotlight. Oh, and you know what happens when you're the center of attention? Well, sometimes you say stupid shit and you look like a complete moron. But that's okay. See, the main characteristic of a charismatic guy is that he has no filters. Of course he has filters. Filters that prevent him from hurting other people's feelings, and filters that let him communicate effectively with other people so that he's relatable. But a charismatic guy is not filtering himself because he's afraid to look stupid. A charismatic guy is not filtering himself because he's afraid to be judged by other people. Basically, becoming charismatic is mastering the art of not giving a fuck. Not giving a fuck doesn't mean that nothing matters. A lot of things matter. By not giving a fuck, I mean not giving a fuck about other people's opinion of yourself. If you believe that you're doing the right thing, by all means, keep doing it and go in there 200%. The more you expose yourself to situations where you will have to stand for what you believe in, the more charismatic you will become. The more you expose yourself to other people's frame while holding your own frame, well, the more charismatic you will become. Quick example, you're here watching a video on YouTube and I could buy into the frame that I'm being watched by hundreds, thousands, millions of people and feel super self-conscious about what I'm saying. But I really believe in what I am saying, and so I'm willing to say it even if people find it super offensive or find it super stupid. When it comes to controlling your frame and controlling how you react to other things, it's all about your perception. You can make it a huge deal, or you can just choose moving forward with what you truly believe in. Take it from a guy who used to be bullied in high school and who used to make a huge deal out of everything. Nothing fucking matters. You are flying in space on a huge rock that's going thousands of miles per hour, and at the end you die. Does it really matter what other people think of you? I really don't think so. When I was in high school, there was this other guy who was super charismatic, and the thing is that he was objectively more ugly than me, but he didn't give a shit about anything. Even if he was not cool in the traditional sense of the term, he got to hang out with all the cool kids because he was super charismatic. He was super funny, always making jokes, and yes, he was the classroom's jester, but he was always hanging out with the cool people and the cool kids because he didn't give a damn about what other people would think. People would love him for that because he would never filter himself, and he was really true to what he believed in. Now, how does that help you with girls? Well, if you're truly charismatic, it means that you really stand behind your beliefs. You're not someone who's gonna say something and then soon after do something else. If you really believe, well, in what you believe, and if you really act on what you believe, if you're congruent, other people are going to see that even if you don't always do the best thing, even if sometimes you fail, you always go through with your ideas. It's clear, it's simple to understand, it makes people feel comfortable. Now, how do you become more charismatic? The fastest way to do this is to put yourself more and more in situations that are socially scary. I say scary and not dangerous, okay? Don't go and slap other guys' girlfriends in the club, but put yourself in situations that you're not too comfortable with to stretch your comfort zone. The more you put yourself in situations that are uncomfortable to you, the more you're gonna expand your comfort zone. By doing so, for example, you can think one day, oh, approaching girls is so hard. hard. I'm never ever gonna be able to walk up to a girl and tell her I like her. You practice this for 3 months and then you're like, how could I ever be afraid of saying hi to a woman? You want to expand your comfort zone by doing things that make you uncomfortable at first until it becomes comfortable. You should seek discomfort. If you have a choice between doing something that's easy and comfortable and doing something else that's not easy and not comfortable, you should go for the uncomfortable thing. You know what they say, if you want to lose weight and you have a choice between taking the stairs and taking the elevator, you probably want to have for habit to take the stairs. If you want to get better at meeting people and you have a choice between an easy and comfortable situation and a less comfortable social situation, you always want to go for the situation that's less comfortable to extend your comfort zone. You never want to go for easy sets. You don't want to approach girls that you don't think are super attractive. There is obviously less pressure when you talk to a girl that you don't think is super attractive, and there is obviously more pressure and you're obviously more intimidated when you go up to a girl who you think is a literal goddess. Nonetheless, you should focus on approaching only a very beautiful woman. If you have a choice between a girl who looks average but approachable and a girl who looks smoking hot but has a bitch resting face, well, you will want to go approach the super hot girl, and very often you will notice that the super beachy resting face is just a front. Hot and beachy girls are just as nice as girls that are less hot. I have for theory that hotter girls are actually nicer than girls that are less attractive, but we will talk about this in another video. Last thing that you want to do, and I talked about it earlier, it's to totally unfilter your speech. You really want to speak your mind and you don't want to stop yourself from saying whatever you feel like saying because you're afraid that other people will judge you, because you're afraid that other people will think you're stupid or that you're lame or that you're racist or that you're not politically correct or whatever. At the very least, if you say something really dumb and if you hurt other people's feelings, you can say sorry afterward. But if you really believe in something, if you really think that joke is funny, you want to make that joke. If you want to discuss this topic more, we have a free webinar on Sunday at 11 a.m. PST. You're gonna hear me speak for over 1 hour and a half. It's gonna be amazing. Thank you very much for watching. Consider subscribing if you liked this video, and I will see you guys next time.